Hello again, and welcome to the Central PA Property Talk podcast from 717 Homebuyers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm your host, Brian, and this is your co-host, Chris.
Thanks, Brian. It's good to be back. Today, we're helping homeowners recognize the warning signs that can appear when they're trying to sell a house quickly.
That's right. Today's question is, how can you avoid scam home buying companies in central Pennsylvania? Imagine this. Your house in Harrisburg needs major repairs. You are already behind on a few bills, and a company calls offering cash. They say they can solve everything, but you have to sign the contract today. That is the moment when homeowners are most vulnerable to a scam.
Because the offer sounds like a relief. But when you're under pressure, how do you know whether the company is legitimate?
Start by slowing the process down. A trustworthy home buying company should be willing to explain who they are, how the offer was calculated, what happens after you sign, and who will handle the closing. Pressure is not proof of a good opportunity. It is often a warning sign.
What would that pressure sound like?
Things like, "This price expires tonight. Don't show the agreement to anyone," or "You need to sign before speaking with your family." Another red flag is refusing to give you a complete written agreement. A legitimate buyer should let you read the contract, ask questions, and have an attorney review it if you choose.
So the first rule is never sign something you do not understand.
Exactly. Pay attention to the purchase price, closing date, inspection language, cancellation rights, and whether the buyer can assign the agreement to somebody else. Contract assignment is used in real estate wholesaling and is not automatically fraudulent, but the company should clearly explain whether it plans to purchase the property itself or transfer the contract to another investor.
What else should homeowners verify?
Verify the company's identity. Look for a real business name, a working telephone number, a local address, an established website, and reviews spread across a meaningful period of time. Search the names of the owners or representatives as well as the company name. Be cautious when every review appeared recently, uses nearly identical language, or cannot be connected to an actual transaction.
Should homeowners ask whether the buyer's licensed?
They can, but there is an important distinction. A person buying property for their own company may not be acting as a licensed real estate agent. However, anyone claiming to provide licensed real estate services can be checked through Pennsylvania's licensing database. That database also shows certain disciplinary history.
Let's make this real. Imagine Renee in Harrisburg inherited her mother's house. The roof was leaking, the utilities were still running, and Renee lived 2 hours away. She received a postcard offering cash and called the number. The person refused to visit the property, would not identify the company's owner, and asked Renee to pay a $1,500 processing fee before receiving the final offer.
That sounds suspicious.
It should. A homeowner selling a property should be extremely cautious about paying an unknown buyer an upfront fee. Renee's safest move would be to stop, compare other options, and independently verify every company involved.
Could she still list her property with a realtor?
Absolutely. If she has time and the house can attract a traditional buyer, listing may produce a higher sale price. She could also repair the property, rent it, wait, or compare offers from several direct buyers. Selling for cash can make sense when speed, condition, or convenience matters, but it should not require surrendering your right to ask questions.
What should a legitimate closing look like?
The transaction should go through a reputable title or settlement company. The title professionals confirm ownership, search for liens and other title issues, prepare settlement documents, and coordinate the transfer of the deed and funds. Ask for the title company's name early. Then look up its contact information independently instead of relying only on a telephone number provided in an email.
Why is independent verification so important?
Because scammers sometimes impersonate real estate professionals and send last-minute messages claiming that wiring instructions changed. The Federal Trade Commission warns consumers not to wire money based on an unexpected email. Call a trusted, previously verified number before following any new payment instructions. Wire transfers can be extremely difficult to reverse.
But in a normal cash sale, should the homeowner be sending the buyer money?
Generally, the seller should question any request to send money directly to the buyer, buy gift cards, pay with cryptocurrency, or provide online banking passwords. Legitimate expenses connected to a closing should appear clearly on the settlement statement and be handled through the appropriate closing process.
Let's say Mike in York receives two offers. One is for $180,000 with a clear closing date and no repair requirement. The other says $200,000, but the buyer can reduce the price after signing for almost any reason.
The higher number may not be the better offer. Suppose Mike carries the house for 3 additional months at $2,200 per month. That's $6,600 before additional repairs or surprises. He needs to compare the realistic net amount, the contract terms, a certainty of closing, and the cost of waiting, not just the number printed at the top.
What can go wrong after someone signs with the wrong company?
The buyer may repeatedly lower the price, delay the closing, disappear, or tie up the property while searching for somebody else to purchase the contract. That can be especially damaging when the homeowner is facing foreclosure, probate deadlines, relocation, or mounting repair costs.
So, what is a simple checklist?
Verify the company and the people behind it, read the entire agreement, reject high-pressure deadlines, never pay unexplained upfront fees, confirm who is actually buying the house, use a legitimate title company, independently verify wiring instructions, and compare the offer with listing, renting, or waiting.
That applies across Lancaster, York, Harrisburg, Lebanon, Reading, and throughout central Pennsylvania.
It does. A legitimate home buyer should make the process clearer, not more confusing. The conversational, no-pressure approach homeowners should expect is also reflected in the educational style used by 717 home buyers.
And when something feels wrong, pause before signing.
You can also report suspected fraud or financial exploitation to the appropriate Pennsylvania authorities. Older homeowners and their families can access Pennsylvania's financial exploitation resources, including complaint and helpline information.
And for a no-obligation conversation about selling a property, call 717-321-SOLD.
That is 717-321-7653 or visit 717homebuyers.com. Whether you sell to us, list with a realtor, rent the house, or wait, the goal is to understand the agreement and make a decision without pressure. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out our other podcasts, especially if you're considering your options for selling your property. Take care, and thanks for listening.